Thanks. Ayo, I am not Michael Edward, former award-winning hedge fund trader. My name is Adam Hyman, and I am the co-founder of True Trading Group. They call me Shug because Jason the Wolf Spatafora thought it was funny, and now it just stuck. Now, moving on, welcome everyone. So for those that don't know, True Trading Group is the fastest growing and highest rated online premium educational platform available today at TTG. Results matter, and because results matter, we have one simple goal, and that is to learn, trade, and profit together, okay? So if you are new, make sure you like and share this video, and most importantly, make sure you are subscribed to this channel, because 6 nights a week, even when Mike is at a good friend's wedding and leaves us all high and dry, we go live for free on this YouTube channel where myself and other TTG pro trader mods and special guests drop golden nuggets of education that can help you become a better and more profitable trader almost immediately. All right. So what are we going to do today? Today, I'm going to bring on a couple of the TTG mods, and we are going to do a massive Q&A session. You guys are going to talk to them. I'm going to moderate, and you're going to be able to ask questions to people that cumulatively have close to 50 or over 50 years worth of trading experience. You're going to be able to, successful trading experience. You're going to be able to ask them questions and get information. They're going to help recap the week a bit. And we're going to talk a little bit about what we can expect going into next week. And then we'll dive into that more Sunday at 8:30, and Mike will be back as well. So first up, I'd like to bring on my good friend and partner, Jason Spatafora.
Hey, everybody. How are you?
I'd then like to bring on Barry White, Chris Toner, and then I would like to bring on Glenny.
Hello.
Hi. All right, guys. And then last but not least, if you've been here with us for a while, last time Mike was out of town, you know the drill. How we cannot do this without Chris's charts. All right. So, Chris, your mic work? Nope, sure don't.
Oh, whoop. How about now?
Yep, works now. Works now.
There we are. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening. Good evening. All right, so what we're going to do right now, guys, what I'd like you to do, start typing your questions in chat. What we're going to do is we're going to do a full Q&A. Ask us anything you'd like, and yeah, we'll get this party started. So without further ado, go ahead, start typing your questions in chat, and let's get going with that Q&A. Let's see here. Oh, I can help pick some of the questions here. All right, first off, before we get started, what I'd like you to do right now, let's go around the table real quick, and I'd like you guys to tell us each a little bit about what your specialty is. Look, you guys hear Mike come on here every night, and he talks about True Trading Group is, not just watch Mike trade. Last night we did an entire live stream based on that concept. So let's go ahead and let's talk about what else True Trading Group has to offer other than Mike, which is a lot. So we start with the Wolf. Go ahead. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm an Aquarius. Yeah, so I guess everybody knows me as somebody that trades cannabis stocks. But, it's obviously not the only thing that I trade and invest in. I'm a long-term investor. That's how I view myself. I look for companies that are private, invest that way, and then also stuff in the open market that I think is undervalued or there's a good story. I don't consider myself a day trader. I consider myself a manager of positions. I think that my biggest skill set is to have the patience to stick with an idea, for a year, year and a half, 6 months, whatever it is. And find those companies that people don't really understand where their true value will be in 3 to 5 years. And then beyond that, I do a mix of low volatility and high volatility options. I do that to kind of keep myself sane and use that process to roll those profits into my longer term positions. That way to reduce my overall risk.
All right, very good.
Star Wars.
Cool. So you're an Aquarius. Got it. Let's talk to Glenny. Glenny, come on up.
Hello.
Hello,
everybody.
Glenny, I like your lamp.
My what?
Your lamp.
Lamp. I love lamp. Thank you very much. Glenny Trades, Leo. I've been a financial advisor for about 35 years now. I've been trading probably since I've been in high school. I'm more of a swing trader, and kind of what Wolf was saying, he's a manager of positions. I'm also a manager of positions. I swing typically mid cap, small cap. I tend to lean on the value side a little bit. I do let things develop. I try to have patience as well. I do more due diligence, and I get into the company's financials and prospects. I'm looking for special situations. I don't, there's so many stocks out there. I try to concentrate on a core group of companies that I like to know fairly well. And I like to see not only what the company does and their prospects and their growth and their earnings, that sort of thing, but I want to look at patterns within their stock as well. When you're looking at so many stocks, it's hard to get a sense of, a pattern. So if you keep an eye on a few, you can see, well, the last time it hit this area, it did this, and you can trade off of that. So I don't do a lot of day trading. I do some day trading, and most of my swings go a couple weeks to a couple months even. I do have trades that I will, trade within a day or two, but that's not typical.
All right. Very, very good. By the way, that lamp is serious. That picture on that lamp specifically.
What?
Is that Mike?
Yeah, left shoulder.
Yes, that is Mike. Yes, I know.
This is the last time he was at the Jersey Shore.
That was, yes.
Yep.
That was.
Look at that physique, though.
Point Pleasant.
All right. Next up, we have Chris Toner. Chris, tell us a little bit about yourself, please, and don't be afraid to talk for long periods of time. We love that voice.
Yeah, I mean, Wolf's cuter, but I'm a Leo just like Glenny, so Glenny's got a cute lamp. Looking at charts and stuff, this is my life. I placed my first trade in 1998. I've been trading options primarily since then. I try to focus on risk reward. The trades I normally go after are not expensive trades, just because I want to go in with size. I want to make a difference. I want to make money. I focus a lot on fundamentals. I try to find companies that, I have a strong belief if you want quality gains, you got to go after quality companies. So I try to find out what's behind the move other than just the stock move. Beyond that, just a regular dude. I like barbecue. I got a cool dog, and I watch TV on the weekends.
All things that make people want to pay over $1,000 a year. So, real quick, Joe, pull up the trade history cumulatively. Let's look at this for a second. So Michael Edward inside of chat is rocking an almost 80% win rate. Jason Spatafora is rocking a 96.13% win rate. That is 1,315 winning trades. That's impressive. Chris Toner is rocking an 82.55% win rate. And Glenny, no, that can't be right. Glenny, you're at 96.16%. Yeah, but you know what? You don't trade as much as.
I don't trade as much.
Yeah, so, but, when you do, you get it.
Well, and also, if you wanted to compare me to Toner, when Toner takes a profit, he takes on his options, he'll take 100% profit on an option, whereas I might sell something for an 8 to 10% profit within a few days.
Yeah, and for those that think that it's just a one-page spreadsheet and we can fill in whatever we want, Joe, can you show me Jason's, please? It's loading. There we go. Guys, our trade journal on our site for the mods shows all of the trades, entries, exits, time, and notes for every single trade that they get in and out of. Winners, losers, everything. It is available to all of you. It's available to everyone that is a trial member as well. We have, transparency is a big thing at True Trading Group. Big thing at True Trading Group. So we do show all of our trades. We're live trading with you in the chat. All of our mods go ahead and talk to you about what we're doing before we do it, so that way it's not like you get a surprise alert and nobody knows what's going on. So so there you go. That is what I got. All right, put Chris's charts back up.
Well, all right.
All right.
Oh, we got the doggy.
All right, let's get to some questions. Guys, what I want you to do right now, go ahead, start typing your questions in chat. I just wanted to do a little bit of an intro so you knew who you were speaking to, okay? So go ahead, ask some questions in chat. Talk about anything that you guys like, all right? I want you guys to, real quick. What I'd like you to do, just because I want to see, I don't think it's going to be a ton, but how many people on here, is this the first time that you are on a True Trading Group live stream or not a TTG member? If you are not, go ahead and type the number 1 in chat. I want to see who is on here that is not. Let's see. All right, we have Krishna Kata, Katakam. We have Jake. All right, and is that it? If you're not a TTG member, type the number 1 in chat. We have Quentin Lee.
Is it time to join in cannabis with Cureleaf?
Hang on one sec, Glenny. All right. Daniel Trueblood. All right. I'm sure there's more. If not, no big deal. Point of that is that I wanted to go ahead and show you guys. I wanted to show you guys what exactly, what is here other than Mike as far as trading mods go. And this isn't even the full team. These are just a couple of guys on here tonight that are. Right. This is just a couple of guys on here. I found them on the street. I put them on. Anyways. So let's go ahead and get into some questions.
Yeah, let's. Okay, let's ask. I'm going to add. Thank you. I'll take care of this. Glenny, while I'm answering this, can you tell me what the multiple is right now? I think it's like a 5. So Cureleaf is my biggest position as well as Mike's biggest position. I'm sure Glenny is also in it. Look, it's the biggest cannabis company in the world. Okay, it was just down at 1067. There's a lot of pent up demand, but what you have to understand is it doesn't trade at a high multiple because it trades in an inefficient market, meaning the CSE, which is a Canadian stock exchange, and the OTC. So now what we're seeing in the last couple of days is this pent up demand because SAFE is, you know, one step closer to being put into the National Defense Authorization Act. You know, I look at it like this. I own Curaleaf from $6 all the way to $18. I still buy Curaleaf every day. I don't look at Curaleaf as a $10 stock, a $6 stock, a $20 stock, or a $12 stock. I look at it as where it's going to be, you know, 3 to 5 years from now. And when the multiples flip to meet what a consumer packaged goods company multiple trades at, you're talking about a multiple between 30 and 40. So if you kind of look at it like that, if it's trading at a 5 right now, well, then 6x Curaleaf. Okay. Canopy trades at a 20 multiple, has $1 billion in debt, and did like $150 million less than Curaleaf did last quarter. So what's the difference? Well, Canopy trades on the NASDAQ. Eventually, Curaleaf, Green Thumb, and all those other companies will as well. But you have to look at it, it's an inefficient market. You know, there's custody issues. There's only 4% institutional ownership, not because they don't want to be in it, but because there are restrictions with the banks that hold the stock. Go long, essentially.
All right, let's see. Hang on.
Oh,
Here we go. Toner, take this one.
Sure. How important is the ratio between open interest and volume? It's really not. You know, open interest is telling you everyone that's still holding the position. You know, volume's telling you everyone that's getting in the position today. We never want to base our decision on what other people are doing. You know, we want to look at the chart, find our levels, and find your support, find your resistance. You know, what do you think this could possibly be worth if you're right? What's the most you're willing to risk if you're wrong? It doesn't matter what someone else is thinking. That's the beauty of the market. You know, every time you make a trade, someone's on the other side telling you you're wrong. So open interest is really not very important at all, but volume means everything. You don't want to be trapped in a position. You want to make sure there's enough volume to get in and get out of the trade. Whether you're in stock or option, volume is always number one.
Excellent. Let's see. Okay.
While you're looking for that, if I can piggyback along those lines on that question, open interest oftentimes is not a great indication of activity, just because a lot of insiders can, if a company has a lot of stock options, insiders can write calls against their positions. If they're not allowed to sell, if they have options that are not vested, they can trade the options to lock in some profits, which oftentimes will inflate the open interest, and it would give you a sense that there's a lot of activity when there really isn't.
Excellent. All right. Let's see the next question. All right, guys, don't be shy. Keep typing your questions in chat. Everyone is here for you guys right now. Keep typing your questions in chat.
keep them coming.
Isn't that a song?
Which part?
I'm here for you.
I'm sure it is. I think it was Ryan Adams.
Yes, I think you're right.
Here we go. Even though a stock may break resistance, if it closes below it, do you still consider the resistance valid?
Who wants that one? That sounds like for you technical nerds.
Toner,
Yeah,
go
I
ahead, man.
mean it's when you're looking at a stock, you always want to account for slippage. And I know that's a weird word, but slippage really just means like a line or a level is never a hard number. That's why when you see Mike or some of the other moderators come online, we say, we're looking at this area. It's never necessarily a hard number. Slippage, you have to allow for the stock to move. So when you're looking at a chart, you really all you want to do to calculate that amount is to look at the average size of the candles. Looking at this chart here, you could see the average size is only like 10 cents, 20 cents. But if we were to put a line, say we put a line down below here, we need to account for that extra 10 cents just to make sure if it does hit our line and dips below, we know that it's not necessarily broken until it goes the full distance. Right here, if we have a line right here as a support area on this particular chart, these candles, even though they dip below, support was never actually broken because these candles never printed away. They were never more than the average candle size away. That's what slippage is. So you always want to count for that number. Breaking resistance, breaking that line is okay. But if a candle doesn't print away from that line, your trade is still in play.
All right. Jalen Green is the future GOAT. It's a hell of a username. Where do you guys get the majority of your news from? I'm always so late on the news. Need somewhere good to go, even if I got to pay. Well, good news, bad news. You do have to pay. That is the bad news. The good news is that you do not have to pay that much. Joe, hit me with the Benzinga feed, please. While my friend is pulling that up, what it is that we offer is we offer Benzinga Pro's real-time news feed and Squawk. The thing about real-time news and different news services is that this is what we use. Okay, Benzinga offers this for I think it's between like $1,300 and $1,400 a year. For this, you get it free as part of your True Trading Group membership. What this is exactly is this is real-time news before it hits right as it hits the wires, before it hits Yahoo Finance, before it hits Google Finance. This is where you get the real-time news. And guys, like right now, my TTG members, like how helpful is that tool? The Benzinga newsfeed. I mean, I know that we have made and saved a ton of money with that tool.
Yeah, it's a really useful tool, but the tool that's really good is that there's 2,200 people in chat, and there's always somebody that has the answer. Because something.
And real quick, Stan, to answer your question, yes, the Benzinga newsfeed is available 24/7. Okay, and that's right, it is the Benzinga live newsfeed, and we do have the Squawk in there as well, so that you can go ahead and listen to Benzinga Charlie even when you are asleep. So that is what it is. But yeah, to answer your question, that is, look, unless you're going to go the route of something like a Bloomberg terminal, which is insane money and not needed for a regular retail trader at all, you have Benzinga Pro, and then you have other curated news feeds that don't really give you everything. They kind of pick and choose what's in there. Members access it through the chat room. So, Joe, go ahead and show the closed chat room real quick. So guys, Joe's showing you right now, even when the chat room is closed, okay? Even when the chat room is closed, or it should be closed. Okay. The Benzinga icon on the top right, you just click that icon and it's available 24/7. All right. That's how that works. Cool. All right. Next question. Next question. Yes, Jalen Green, I would utilize that more for sure. Here we go. I don't know if Toner or Glenny, but go ahead if you guys want to tackle that one. How long do you think the Evergrande thing will continue to affect the market?
It's really hard to tell. It seems like it was an initial shock. Oftentimes when news like this comes out, it's unexpected news. It's an initial shock. The market's first inclination is sell off. Let's head for the hills. There's usually a flight to quality, and then people dive into what it really means. I think we've seen that this week where the market was really weak early in the week because of the Evergrande news, but then the last few days it's recovered after it. It seems like the damage is kind of contained. It's probably not going to spread. You saw it in the financial services stocks the last couple of days. They've really rebounded because it appears that there's really not a lot of collateral damage within financial services. So,
yeah, and also what people need to realize is one, we found out after day one that the biggest company in China would be bailing them out, and that they would be restructuring the debt. On top of it, what people really need to understand is, there wasn't much U.S. investment there because China doesn't allow it. So, we're kind of insulated. The thought was, if this spreads, it can just kind of be a domino within China, which could, inevitably, hurt some kind of supply chains or whatever. But it's just like when the market is red hot as it's been, when there's some kind of news and then, you turn on CNBC and the word they're using today is contagion. Is it going to spread to the US markets? Like, you have to take a breath because it's just entertainment at that point, So, we weren't really looking at it as like, hey, this is something that's going to last. Just more of, okay, this is affecting the market. Here's what we're going to do.
Yeah, I mean, my take on Evergrande, I mean, this has been an ongoing situation. Right now on the screen, this is the yearly chart. This was a $68 stock at the beginning of the year, and now it's a $7 stock. The market knew this was coming. One thing that, all these headlines, they talk about the company's debt, but they fail to talk about the company's assets. Sure, Evergrande has 300 billion in debt, but they own like 2 trillion worth of property. The company's going to be fine. I don't think there's going to be any a lasting impact from this. And the stock has been showing us this was coming ever since January. Not a surprise, not a shock. I don't think it's any concern whatsoever.
one of the things that went on this week with them, I mean, they're a big developer in China. They build a city the size of Philadelphia every 60 days. Evergrande builds cities. So you saw a decline in construction related companies in the US, steel companies and companies that provide, the infrastructure to build cities. Those got hit pretty bad this week, but then they recovered at the end of the week.
All right. Let's see. Next question. Here we go. This one is from Florida Sun. I'm in Florida. It's anything but sunny right now. There's a stupid dad joke, but it's Friday, so you all are gonna have to put up with it. Chris laughed at it, so that's good.
Was that a pun?
Do you think the uncertainty about the timing and pace of the taper will continue to affect the markets?
Yeah, of course. Of course it will. But not like, look, the taper isn't going to happen until 2022. And we're not going to have liftoff until, very late 2022, 2023. And what liftoff is just the raising of interest rates. Last time there was a taper, you'll hear, oh, taper tantrum. It's at the end of the day, the Fed is still going to be buying stuff, into the end of the year. Okay, so that's not going to stop. But yeah, I mean, look, I calculate, with some of my long positions, especially if I'm holding further out options, I'm like, you know what? I think I'm good at a minimum of late November, December. Then from there, you get more information, and then you can make a judgment when you go further. But look, once they do start tapering, one, they're going to give a signal. Okay, it's not going to be like the worst thing in the world, because it's also been talked about so much. I think that you're seeing a little bit of this. We've just witnessed a little bit of risk off with some of these companies. Okay, so it's not like we're going to be at all-time high and they're going to be like, taper, and then we plummet or raise interest rates, kind of like October of 2018, when Powell said, hey, we're thinking about raising interest rates, and the market crapped itself. SPY went from 293 in September to 234 on Christmas Eve. But also in knowing that that's going to happen, there's a huge opportunity in this, because look, once they start tapering and once they start to raise interest rates, the things with the highest multiples are going to get smashed, but, and that's something like Roku, maybe Zoom, whatever. But then if you have a strategy, it will be similar to that COVID bottom, when pretty much you can just buy any call option, give yourself a little bit of time, and then just make an absolute ton of money.
There's also a lot of economists that think that the asset purchase program is just a unnecessary accommodation. So there's not one economist that thinks that, that it really is needed at this point. I mean, market participants in the stock market probably would love it to continue forever, but I think economists really don't think it's necessary. We also saw that the 10-year bond has been trading at a range between 130 and 135, 1.3% to 1.35% for a while now. And it broke out of that range this week and got up into the 145, which you would think that would have negative consequences on the stock market. But actually, the market really wasn't affected by that move. So even if the 10-year got to 155, 160, up to 175, I don't think it's necessarily going to negatively impact the stock market. Personally, I don't know if anybody else has a different opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I view it a little bit differently. Tapering has already begun. the Federal Reserve is already selling bonds. The Federal Reserve isn't a entity that's just buying stocks. They put money into the market in a multitude of different ways. One of those is bonds. Like Glenny just said, this is TNX. This is the 10-year Treasury yield. We saw prices spike out of this range this week. A lot of that has to do with the Fed is disposing of bonds that they bought early in the year. They're making a profit now, but the tapering has already begun. Things are more expensive across the board, whether you go to get gas in your car or go to buy groceries. Everything costs more right now for everybody. Tapering's already begun. The process is already underway.
I have a question I want to ask you guys.
Shoot.
I have a question I want to ask you guys. We have in True Trading Group, we have 7,500 members right now, a little bit over 7,500 members. And a lot of those members joined at the beginning of the COVID pandemic, when everyone was at home and they were getting stimulus, and they experienced a market that did nothing but go straight up. I mean, if you didn't make money from April 2020 to now, then shame on you. Something was seriously wrong, because my 8-year-old daughter made money during that time. Okay. But that's not how the stock market is usually, right? Like it did, I guess the point I'm trying to make is it didn't require any real skill to make money during that time. Hold on, Jay. My question is, and you guys could each go down the line and answer it. My question is twofold. Why should those people continue to stick around now? That's the first part. And is it a good time for people that maybe have seen the rise of the retail trader and what the market's done? Is this the time to get into the market? So,
Yeah.
So Toner, go ahead, and then we'll go down to Jay and then Glenny.
Yeah, I mean, the past year has been great. But if you don't know what you're looking at, it really doesn't matter. Education's the number one part of any profession. And, don't get it twisted. Trading's a profession. This is a full-time job. This is a career. This is how, Christopher over there eats dinner. This is life. It's when you're looking at something and you go through the peaks and the valleys, you got to take advantage of when it's easy, but you also got to tough it out when it's difficult. Looking at the last year, I wouldn't necessarily say it was easy, because everything that happened in the past year, nobody really knew what was next. Those particular scenarios had never happened before. We haven't seen a pandemic in the United States since the 1930s, so it's not necessarily easy, but it's more of just staying the course, staying focused, continuing to work for what you want. Trading is one of the few jobs where you have freedom. Look, Adam asked me to come on tonight. I had to get dressed. I didn't even have clothes on today. That's the beauty of trading. You can't do that anywhere else. So it's not necessarily it was easier last year or better next year. It's just you keep working through it no matter what.
All right, Mr. Wolf.
Oh, I mean, yeah, the pandemic was a really unique situation. I don't think anybody also thought that, and what isn't talked enough about is that a lot of people that were trading options, trading in general, had picked up a ton of bad habits in the process, but were essentially bailed out the minute that the Fed decided to buy $2.3 trillion in junk bonds. Okay. that at that point, like that's where you can't fight the Fed, because like for me, February was great, March was amazing, and then April wasn't as good because I was trying to fight it. I was trying to fight those junk bonds. But what you had was a lot of people just, hey, these options are cheap, I'm going to buy them. And then they ripped. And that was working. What you're going to end up seeing with a taper is a lot of those people giving that money back. Okay? Because it is something that we have seen. We have seen similar circumstances. So it will be unique, and it'll be a different type of opportunity, and that's what people need to understand. Because in this situation, like I've been gaming out the taping of interest rates, and already have built my strategy and started to implement it now. I'm already planning for this now. So, you could go at it alone, but it's having those types of strategies and understanding where to look that are really going to make all the difference, when it does eventually happen. Because look, people are going to be like, oh, I'm just going to buy puts. And it's not as simple as that, So that's just kind of my take on it. Glenny.
Yes. My take on it is it sounds like, this is so easy. The market did really well this year, but it hasn't done well for every company. It hasn't been a broad rally. If you were in the big names, the big tech names, the FANG stocks, you were in Facebook and Amazon and Google, those types of names, you did very well. But a lot of stocks didn't do well. I'm looking at a list here. There's about 150 companies that today hit their 52-week low. Today, including Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree hit a 52-week low. So you have to be nimble, and you have to know what you're doing. You have to figure out this. What we're trying to do is we're trying to beat the market. We're trying to exceed. We're trying to get profits. We're trying to take our profits and move on to the next situation. What we do is not really passive investing. So we're looking for what's called alpha, growth or profit that exceeds the risk that you're taking. So, the market's been good, but not for everybody. There's certain pockets that were good. There's certain pockets that are not good. If you're in the gold stocks, you're at 52-week lows right now. Gold stocks are doing weak, are very weak. And a lot of people, 6 months ago, people were saying, hey, you got to buy gold. Well, if you've done that, you haven't done very well. So you really have to know what you're doing. You've got to look at special situations. You got to be attuned to what's going on in the market, the economy, what's going on legislatively, geopolitical things that are going on around you. It's not that easy. You got to work at it.
Okay. Let's see here. Day trading is like riding. Nope, that's not a question. All right, let's see, guys. Keep your questions coming. Let's see. What do we got? Trading in a group and learning from pros has been a game changer for me. I wouldn't want to go at it alone. That's actually, that's a great point. I mean, look, inside of True Trading Group, we have people of all skill level. We have people that are just starting out that knew nothing before they got here. We have people that are licensed financial professionals that know that we have one of the best communities out there. I mean, a big part of what makes True Trading Group is, I'm trying to put it into words, right? True Trading Group is truly a reflection of the sum of the parts, right? It is our tools, it is our technology, it is our innovation, but it is also our people. It is a lot of our people, our trading mods, our members, right? The willingness for people to help one another, the order and the organization that we have inside of chat. All of that is what makes True Trading Group, right? And when you're in that kind of environment, you know, success breeds success, right? Just like the stock market. When people see buying begets buying, selling begets selling, right? And, you know, we come on here and Michael say things like, who's making money? Or he'll put things on the screen where it'll say, like, this person's making money, that person made money. We make it a point to consistently acknowledge those that are not. It's not something that we hide from. There's no way we're going to have 100% success rate. The only thing I'm 100% successful at is eating and sleeping and going to the restroom at least once a day, unless you're Jason, and that takes like 3 days sometimes. Am I right? Okay. But point is, right? Point is that this, you know, 80% of our members are doing well and becoming, you know, better traders, right? We really try and leave no trader behind, but we know that we're not going to have 100% success rate. We're not going to blow smoke up your ass, but we make a serious effort to treat it like it's possible so that we don't just quit on people. You know, and when you're in that kind of a group where we're focusing on the success of people and we are acknowledging and learning from the, you know, from I don't want to say failures, but from the not yets of others, that kind of environment is really conducive towards success, man. It really is a lot like, you know, show me who your surroundings are, and I'll tell you who you are, and, you know, all of that. It really is along those same lines, you know. So there's a lot of things that make True Trading Group, and that's one of them. Benito says, how many of your members have been with you for more than 2 years? A lot. The exact number, I am not sure. But Benito, we have an insanely high retention rate. You know, in this business, you know, look, True Trading Group is a business, right? Which you want it to be. Look, everyone that has a, you know, there are people that come on here. How much income does the 80% make with your group? You'd have to ask them. I would also encourage you not to base your income or your goals or your expectations on other people's pockets, and I'd encourage you to worry about your own. We're transparent. You see what it is that we are doing. If a member wants to share what it is that they're making with you, that is up to them, but it is what it is. What I will tell you before that is that, Jason, what was I saying? Oh, the renewals, right? We have a very, very high retention rate. So in this industry, and by industry I mean TTG as a business. And what I was saying is that you want TTG to be a business. There's a lot of people that'll say, "Oh, you're up here, you're selling a course, you're doing this." And number one, it's a platform, not a course. But more importantly than that, yeah, we're selling access to our platform with everything that we have to offer, and you want that. You don't want us to treat you like a charity. You don't want us to come in and give you something for nothing, so then you could, you know, feel some semblance of owing us anything. Our members don't owe us a thing. Everyone pays their dues. They come to True Trading Group. We all contribute. We're all in there. And that's it. You don't want us to treat you like a charity. If you're looking for that, go wait in the soup kitchen line. You know, this isn't that. Okay? True Trading Group has been in business. We incorporated 2014. We launched at the end of 2017, and we've been here the whole time. All right? Now, so another question. As far as the retention rate in this business, right? In this business, the retention rate for online reoccurring membership is usually right around anywhere from like 25 to 33% year over year. It's a big burn and churn model. True Trading Group, our numbers are over double what the standard is. So we're operating just over 70% retention. When you look at our members that are successful, it just about lines up with that. It's not 80%, but it's just over 70%, and just over 80% are becoming successful, and better traders. So it all really lines up. Is it the Adam Show, or are the mods going to talk? Well, you are now blocked on YouTube. We have a winner. So let's pick another question.
Keep them coming.
While you're looking
Yeah,
for that
I mean,
question,
Here, I got one.
oh, go ahead.
Here, this one's from Eggman77. You guys can go right down the line here. We'll start with Jason. What was your aha moment that made you a better trader?
I mean, there's been a lot of them, but last summer I did an audit of my trades. So I was trading a lot of high volatility and low volatility, and essentially just being pretty greedy is what it comes down to. So like, let's say I was trading Roku. So on like a Monday, I'd make like 10 grand trading Roku options. And then on Tuesday, I'd give back 3. And then on Wednesday, I'd make 2. And then on Thursday, I'd give back 4. And then at the end of the week, I had 5. And people would be like, wow, you still made money. And no, I lost 4 days. So my aha moment was kind of going through all of my trades. And that led to looking at when my strong days were versus my my weaker days. So like my weakest day is usually Friday. And I was trying to figure out, what was I trading? Was I doing puts? Was I doing calls? And then I just kind of realized it's because I'm not trading on Saturday and Sunday. And it's the last day I'm at the casino. So, putting all of that together, I came up with this a very tiny system for myself, which is a means to reduce my risk and increase my profit. So on a day like on that Monday, if I had days like that, I would take, if I made 10 grand on a Monday, as soon as I sell it, half of that money, that profit is going to long-term investments. That way I wouldn't be tempted to go after and roll those options into a bigger position and a bigger position. Because then once you start doing that, it becomes like a video game, quite frankly. But you'll see your losses get smaller and smaller. And if you're putting your money in good companies that you're not going to touch, and these are companies that are bulletproof, industries like anywhere from infrastructure to airlines to energy to tech. And you have to look at it as somebody giving you that money, like, hey, here, go buy yourself some Apple, go buy yourself some Boeing. And that was really my aha moment. And, if I could go back and tell myself anything, it would be to do that, especially on the trades. That's it. That's all I got.
Toner?
Yeah, I mean, it's a tricky question. For me, my aha moment that made me a better trader, I would have to say it's actually more personal, nothing to even do with trading. I found myself in a position in life where any decision I made would directly impact what tomorrow is going to bring, and my child and all those things. So when I reached a certain point that I wanted it bad enough, that's when I started to pay attention. That's when I started to try to seek more information, try to learn more, and really focus on making this work because this is what I wanted. So it was more of a personal decision more than a decision based on the chart. And that's really it. That people ask all the time, what makes the difference? The difference is, when are you done hurting? When are you done losing money? When are you ready to listen to other people that already did it? And that was really it for me.
All right, Glenny.
I guess my aha moment was similar to Wolf in that I did an audit of my trades, and I'm not going to pitch the site, but there are sites out there that allow you to download your trades and they will analyze it. And so I did an analysis of my own trades to determine what I was doing well and what I wasn't doing well. And so when you're trading, you kind of have your balances and you know what your trades are, whether you're profit or loss. But when you see it in graph form, charts, graphs, information about how long you've held on to your winning trades, how long you've held on to losing trades, different types of you can see the patterns that got you into trouble, or, it helped me to limit losses on some trades. So that helped me out. Also, just, having some, that helped me out also in making sure that the trades that I'm doing are more high confidence trades, where I was noticing that I was buying things that I really didn't have a great sense of, whether it was right at the time. I was like, yeah, you know what, that looks like a good thing. I'm going to jump into that. Well, now I do a little bit more work. I do a little bit more analysis, and I really want to have high confidence in those types of trades. So that helped me out a bit.
All right, excellent. Here's a question from Feeling Froggy. I downloaded my trades to Excel today and reviewed them. How can I analyze and keep track of my trades to really see how I'm doing? And that's great. Sammer, lean down real quick.
Sorry. Oh, yeah.
Guys, this is Sammer. This is our head developer and chief technology officer at True Trading Group. Sammer, say hello. You're in front of like 500 something people on YouTube.
Okay, cool.
So what it is that we're doing is, and I'll pull this up for us here. Guys, right now we are, Sammer and I have been working today and consistently on our trade journal that will be made available to all members in the very, very short future. Okay. So this is essentially a rough draft of what it will be. You will be able to upload your trades. You'll be able to create a transaction. You can take a look at the different transactions that are here. It'll break it down by composition and by overall performance as well. This will be live probably definitely before the end of the month. So by the end of next week. Okay. So this will be really, really great. We have been working on this. I promised people that this is going to be live this month, and it will be. Okay. You cannot link your brokerage account to it, but you can export your brokerage account and put it and upload it into here. I don't want the responsibility of linking your brokerage account to it. I got enough problems to worry about as is. So, but you'll be able to break it down, and we will be adding additional charts and everything else. But this is essentially where we are going to start from. But you guys will have full access to this as a True Trading Group member. All right. All righty. 1 second. Let's find the next question. Yes, the journal will have win-loss ratio, of course. All right, let's see. Next question. Here we go. Edwin Santana, how can you guys determine a stock is a good swing trade? Also, everyone should take advantage of the TTG toaster discount. We're not. Stop volunteering toasters, man. Those are in hot. There's a toaster shortage. It's a pandemic. So, it's a joke. Chris laughed again. I'm gonna move Chris up. Glenny looks confused. Wolf looks busy, but Chris humors the shit out of me, and I love it. All right, who wants to take this one? Chris, dive in.
Got to read the question again. I was laughing at the Beauty and the Beast toaster.
How can you guys determine a stock is a good swing trade?
I mean, a swing trade or a day trade is really based on the time frame that you're viewing the chart on. You know, if you're looking at a 3-minute chart, you can have a pattern play out in the next hour or two. If you're looking at an hourly chart, well, you're only getting a few candles that day. You know, if you're looking at a daily chart, you're only getting one. You know, so it really comes down to the time frame that you're looking at the stock on. You can be long something long term. You know, you can buy a stock and you believe in the company, you think it's going to go up. But in the short term, maybe it's ran too quick, too fast. You can still be short. So it all comes down to what is the time frame that you are intending to trade? What is the time frame of the chart you are viewing? And that's really it. That determines how much time you need on the trade.
Jason, you want to jump? You want to take a stab at this one?
Yeah, sure. You know, I agree with Chris. You know, time frame is important. You know, also it matters. You know, are you trading stock or are you trading, you know, options? You know, like I like to trade a mix of both high volatility and low volatility. High volatility, you know, like something like Roku, right? So Roku got hammered a couple weeks ago, and I felt like, all right, this is kind of overblown, kind of due for a bounce. There's a bunch of support. I was like, oh, I think this makes for a good swing trade. Now, is it the type of swing trade where, you know, I'm going to go and garden or go for a swim while, you know, I've got a position? No. You know, but for something like that, you know, I'll look at something like US Steel, which the first thing I ever alerted in True Trading Group at $4.80. And I like to trade those options, and I like to trade those options far out. So, you know, with something like that, it's kind of like, do you understand the very stock that you're trying to trade? You know, is it a good swing? Because you'll know. Because if you study a stock, and if you know a stock and you understand its movement, you understand, you know, is there like a strong cult feeling in it? And I'm not talking about like an AMC. I'm talking about like a Roku. Like there's the Roku cult. You know, it's the people that trade Apple. You know, like this is always going to the moon. But again, the valuation could be justified. So, you know, first and foremost, you have to have a really good idea of, you know, and it takes watching a company, watching a stock. You know, like after Roku got pounded, I watched the tape for a week. I was watching the trades like level 2. People were like, what are you doing? Like, I'm just watching Roku. Well, why aren't you trading? Because I'm just watching Roku. I need to understand what's going on. You know, so it takes that type of discipline, and also you get that kind of muscle memory for a stock in order to know whether or not it's a good trade. Either it's a good trade or it's a good long.
And I'll just add, when I swing a trade, It might be a special situation that I'm swinging because there's a particular event. In the case of Ford back a few months ago when they were going to have a big unveiling of their electric Ford F-150 pickup truck, stocks sometimes run into these big announcements or big unveilings. So but there's also something called sell on the news. Sometimes stock runs in anticipation of an event and then sells off on the news. So sometimes I'll swing it just because something's on the schedule. It could be legislatively, it could be an economic report, it could be a company. I try not to trade earnings too often, but I have when a company may have pre-announced earnings, and then the stock sold off prior, and you're like, well, sometimes you got to look into it a little bit more, and I'll trade before earnings if there's a special situation like that.
All right, let's see. Let's see. Next question, guys. Here we go. This one's from 1804 Hurricane. At all moderators, what's the important DD you look for in strong undervalued companies? Toner, definitely jump on that one.
The biggest thing comes down to earnings. How much money is the company making? You want to relate each company to its sector peers. Other companies just doing the same type of work that they are. You want to see their valuations. You have what's called a P/E ratio. That ratio should remain about the same throughout the sector. And different sectors are valued differently. Tech is valued higher than something like automotive. So you want to know, what is that sector normally valued at, and how is the company trading in relation to its peers? The biggest way you can gauge that: how much money are they making? How much is the company valued at? Meaning, what's the market cap? How much debt do they have? And how much cash do they have on hand? If you see a large cap company, if you have a company worth 100 million and they only have a couple million in the bank, well, then the risk gets higher and higher that they're going to do an offering or somehow raise money and dilute shareholders. So all of those things, you really want to account for all of it. And then you just kind of compare it to its peers to figure out, is this undervalued? Is this overvalued? One thing that came up earlier this week in the chat, we had spoke about IPOs. When you have an IPO, how do you know what it's worth? Well, the easiest way is figure out, what did the last guy pay? When the company comes to market, they've had investor rounds already. They've already raised money. And the company was already given a valuation by people with hundreds of millions of dollars to put into it. So what did they say it was worth? What did they say it was going to be? All of those things are facts to consider.
All right. Let's see. Keep your questions coming, guys. I got another question for you guys. I want to know, and I want real answers. I don't want you to say, oh, helping people. I mean, you could say that if it's true, right? But all of you were real traders before True Trading Group. You traded, and that's how you guys, that's how you guys earn an income. I'd like to know twofold again. What is the best part about now being a True Trading Group moderator? And also, what has been the biggest challenge making the shift to being a True Trading Group moderator? And Spatafora, we'll start with you because I feel like you have the most difficult time with it. Let's go.
The best thing and the most challenging thing, I think they're kind of one and the same. I had said to Adam it was last July. I'm like, we really should be keeping score, of our trades. And I think Adam would agree with this. Like, for any trader, there is a level of, you walk a very fine line of confidence and ego, right? For me, it's a little bit of narcissism, and I'm self-aware, right? So I think one of the things that kind of helped me the most with True Trading Group is I never wanted to put anybody into something that they could get hurt. So I kind of, realized like, okay, I've got to stick with these things. I can't just do my own thing, which was actually kind of beneficial because, when I trade on my own, I'm cowboy. I'm not thinking like, hey, there's 500 other people that are in this trade with me. I'm just kind of like doing my own thing. So that was actually really beneficial for me. And then you come to the realization that, it's a lot less stress when you're just trying to win, to put points on the scoreboard. And then the offshoot of that is like more profitability. So, that I think was something that was challenging at first, but, ultimately I think made me, especially when it came to options, made me a much better options trader. Yeah, I mean, and then really the toughest thing for me is, like just not being able to trade outside. Like I've got to be here and answer questions. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess I would say that.
Yeah, I mean, same for me. The best and the worst, just like Wolf said, kind of one and the same. I mean, the best parts are the profitability, working with a team and having people that you know and trust and are able to rely on to come up with great ideas. I mean, some examples just from this week, I was able to confer with Glenny on GNOG. I was able to talk to Wolf about MSOS. I made money with Moment on Disney. I made money with Jessica on QS. It's all the different moderators, all the different team members. Last night we had Lifetime Lounge. My entire watch list today was literally derived from members yesterday in our Lifetime Lounge. Everything talking about season change. So, I mean, it's just being able to have these other ideas from other traders to incorporate into my own. I mean, it's something that I wish was available to me 20 years ago. I could be so much further ahead. It's a beautiful thing. On the same side, the downside is, when I make a mistake or I make a bad choice, now it's reflected, it's magnified, because I know that I do have people that are listening and paying attention, and it hurts that much more now. So it's kind of a double-edged sword, but I wouldn't trade it for the world. It's a beautiful honor to be here and help everyone and contribute what I can along the way.
Great. Well, I kind of echo both sentiments from Wolf and from Toner. I find that I'm a more disciplined trader, personally, having some responsibility for members. When I alert a trade, I do extra due diligence, and I have to have extra confidence in the trade before I will take the trade and then alert the trade, because it's more important. Oftentimes it's more important that members make money on the trade than I make money on a trade. I called out a few trades this week that I actually didn't even play because I just missed it, but I kind of told people what I was looking at and the setups, and I missed the trade, but members got into it and they made money, which makes me happy. Yes, I would have liked to make money on the trade myself, but them's the breaks, and other people were able to, and that's great. Also, what Toner said is I learned, not only do I learn something every day, but I learn from the other moderators, and I'll trade some of the trades that other moderators are alerting, but I get trade ideas from our team. Now, when we call it a team, we're serious about it's a team. We're not competing against, when you're trading on the markets, you're really competing against the other side. If you're taking a long position, somebody on the other side is selling, whether they're selling to go short, whether they're selling a long position, doesn't matter. But we're competing against other traders. But within TTG, we're all on the same team. And we all are trying to help each other make money. So if I have an idea, then other traders take it, great. Sometimes other people instant message me in chat and say, hey, have you taken a look at this? You were talking about this one area. I found this other stock that's kind of a similar situation. What do you think? And then I'll dive into it and be like, yeah, that's a great idea. And then I might trade it. I might alert it and give the person credit. But it's made me a better trader, and it is great to help other people any way I can. But a lot of people, a lot of our family has also helped me as well.
Excellent. All right, guys, we'll take another like 1 or 2 questions, and then we will call it. Let's see what else we got here. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. What do we got? What do we got? Here's a good one. How did you guys find TTG, or how did it find you? Wolf, go ahead.
Adam and Mike are my business partners outside of TTG. And if you guys follow me on Twitter, it's at Wolf of Weed ST. And I'm on my Twitter. I mean, I was giving a lot of ideas just out there for free. And, you know, especially about coronavirus. I was on top of coronavirus in early January. And then one day, and it's funny because, you know, Mike and I would be texting back and forth throughout the course of the day. And I'd be like, yo, you should alert this. He thinks that's funny. That's not funny. That's not funny.
It's actually hilarious.
It's not. That guy's there you go. Yeah, so Mike and I would kind of and I was like, you know what? I was like, coronavirus is going to be the best money-making opportunity that we've ever seen. And I was like, and I don't want to just give it away to people that are going to be ungrateful and just think that they deserve it. I'd rather, you know, do this with people that kind of want to learn and understand the process. So then I became a mod in March, and then became a partner 1 year later. So yeah, that's how TTG found me. I mean, you know, it's a very long story. Like the whole origin story of how we became partners, that's for another stream. Glenny?
Well, I'm next. Okay. I found TTG through Wolf. I followed Wolf on Twitter, and I've followed him as an expert in the field of investment in cannabis. And I was trading a lot of the stocks based on Wolf's recommendations. So I'm thankful for that. And I find that he's a respected source of information, of trading information. So when he joined TTG, I started getting, I was following him on Twitter. He would alert that they would have live feeds, the YouTube stream that you're watching right now. And I would go on every night and watch it for a couple of weeks. And I would watch Mike and Adam talk about True Trading Group. And I was very skeptical at first. And it took me a little while to realize, you know what, I'm looking at, Mike would go over the trades of the day. And he had a remarkable win rate, but he'd also would tell you his losing trades too. Because here's a trade that I took today and it didn't work out. Here's what happened. And, this is not an absolute science. Trades, no one's 100% trader. And stocks move for various reasons. And he would come on and show you his winners and his losers. Or a lot more winners, and the losers were, I took my loss here and it was a very small loss, but here's my winner that did exceptionally better. So I followed, watched the YouTubes, and then I became a member based on that, and I was grateful. I got back my the amount that I spent on membership on first two trades, and I was trading small. I wasn't trading large amounts, and two trades, and I had my year paid for it. So then after becoming a member for a while, I was helping out a little bit and answering questions. I developed a relationship with Adam and Mike, and they determined that I had some degree of financial intelligence, I guess, and then, that's to be determined.
Okay, I'm kidding.
So that's to be seen. And then I became a mod last January, and I couldn't be more grateful.
Chris and I were in prison together for 18 years.
We were.
That's a joke.
It's really not, though.
I wish it was.
The way things started for me, little tricky. I've been trading with Jason Simmons for over a decade. Me and that guy have had dinner in different states together. We were working in different trading rooms on Facebook and Discord and various places. And Adam and Mike came along and said, "Hey guys, we see what you're doing. We appreciate what you're trying to do. We have a way to make it better. We have a way that you can help more people." And so that's how it all started. It's amazing. I still look back on it and wonder myself, how did this all happen? But it's a beautiful thing, and I'm privileged to be here.
That is awesome. All right, one last question that I saw. Where is it? And then we're gonna call it. This one is from Lavender Rose, which also happens to be my shampoo. Jay, did you think that is Jason Spatafora laughing? No.
Okay,
I'm just saying that's how I know if it's funny if you laugh.
Okay, well, it's true. I do laugh.
All right. Here we go.
Okay,
My bath bomb.
I'll read it. I'm a TTG member and trying to be calm and confident. What single thing, as far as psychologically, do you recommend that could help me get over the edge and succeed at trading? I mean, I think at first you really need to understand your limitations when you're starting out. A lot of people, and myself included, when I first started, first off, when I first started trading, I wasn't a trader. I was an investor. Get the feel of it that way to start. Don't chase shiny objects, or there's no get rich quick schemes in the market. And those people that do, they're lotto tickets. Okay. So just always assume that you're not the lotto ticket and that it's just going to really take a lot of work. But to kind of build your confidence, you have to set goals. And a lot of times, especially when I talk to members on one-on-ones, especially ones that start out, I'll say, try and make $25 a day. And they're like, that's not enough money. And then I'll say, well, try and do it for 2 weeks. Okay. Try and do it for 2 weeks and then tell me, how hard is it? And they're like, no, it's not enough money. And I'm like, okay, well, how much money did you lose this week? Well, I lost 200. Okay. You start with these small goals and then you graduate to bigger goals. So, there's $25, there's $50. Then you can move to 75 to 100. And, look, I like that, if you could get to $200, you've pretty much figured out that whole system. But you also have to have rules in place for yourself. So also you need to understand just human nature in general. We all think that it's never going to happen to us, especially when we get into a trade, like, oh, it's not going to go the other way. That's just how we think. Realize that the worst case scenario happens more often than you think. Because if investing or trading was easy, everybody would be doing it. So you need to, realize that your expectations and reality are two completely different things. And the things that you can control are only the things that are in your account. So when somebody's like, oh, I made this much money, or I did this, like you can't look at that. Okay. Mainly because, and I always say that because members will say, oh, but that person, I was like, you know what, just assume everybody's a liar, and it doesn't matter. Like, that money isn't going to you, so you shouldn't care about that. And, maybe they have more time to spend here, maybe every situation is different. But, when you feel like it's very difficult, just make a trade. Buy one share of stock and just go from point A to point B. And, the rest is pretty much easy.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's all about reward and discipline. Discipline is everything when it comes to psychology. Just like raising a child or having a pet, you do something good, you get a reward, you get a treat. You do something wrong, there's a punishment or a discipline. We have to instill that on ourselves as traders. For me, I love chocolate. I'm addicted to Hershey Kisses. I always have Hershey Kisses in the house. If I make a good trade, if I stick to my plan, I'll reward myself. I'll have a couple chocolates. At the same point, I hate mushrooms, but I always have a bag of mushrooms in my refrigerator. If I do something stupid, I miss my stop, I don't stick to my plan, I'll eat a mushroom. It's all about reward and discipline. The goal is to get to a point to where when you find yourself in a similar situation, you're not thinking about it, you're just reacting. That's really the thing. The conscious decision, like following the rules of trading, learning how to trade, those things are not difficult. Sticking to it is the problem. So finding a way to reinforce that psychologically, and when we do this in a particular trade, we see it again, we don't have to think about it. We're in that same situation, so we just react instead of overthinking the problem. So risk reward is really what changed it for me.
Yeah, and in regards to staying calm and confident, not all types of trading are for all types of people. Some people don't have the stomach for very fast moving day trades. the types of trades that maybe Mike does or some of the other moderators that are very quick, these stocks are gapping. That might not be if you're there and you put in a trade and your heart is pounding and your blood pressure is rising and you can't stay calm, then maybe you step back. You could either lower your share size, the dollar amount that you invested. You can trade on the simulator. In TTG, we have a simulator that you're not putting any money at risk. I mean, I don't know if any of you have played blackjack before, but there's a big difference. If you have money on the table and you're playing blackjack and you can lose money, you're going to play differently than if you went on a website and it's all play money. So take a step back, learn how repetitiveness will build confidence. And so I know people that could not handle aggressive moving stocks initially. They went through the lessons. They did this. They went through the simulator. They lowered their size, and they developed more confidence where they can actually reduce their stress and bring down their anxiety level, and so that they can trade those things. They have their stops in. They know that, okay, if this reverses on me, I'm going to get stopped out and I'll lose $100, $200, whatever it is. And it's not going to be the end of the world. So the more you do it, the less stress it'll be on you. Use the simulator. But like I said, it's not for everyone. Some people, I know some members we talk about in our one-on-ones that a day trade, a fast-moving stock like that is not for them. And they'll swing trade stocks rather, or they'll get into situations that are not moving as quickly so that they can remain calm in their trades.
All right, sounds good. Well, guys, look, it's getting a little late. I want to thank you guys very, very much for coming on here tonight. You guys are awesome. All right, you guys are awesome.
You're welcome.
So, all right, so there we go. So with that, I will bid you guys adieu. Have an awesome night, and then if you are interested in the True Trading Group platform, I will do a quick walkthrough of that. So if you are interested in learning, actually, you know what? I'm going to try a different approach tonight. You ready? I'm going to try. Stay here. I'm going to try a different approach. You know what? Every night we come on here and we push True Trading Group. We sell the shit out of it. We go through everything. We show the platform, everything else, right? Here's what I'm going to do. Till Sunday night, you will pay $1,101, get 2 small free private study groups, okay? And that will be the cost for the entire year. Some things just sell itself. We've been here pushing nonstop. And I think that some things just sell itself. And it's Friday, and to be honest, I know the value of what we have to offer. Our members know the value, and I will tell you this: Sunday night, Mike will walk you through the platform. He'll go through everything, and you'll get the whole sales pitch and everything else. But I was thinking today, somebody said to me, you know, when you move into like a new town, or you're in like your town and like there's this cool restaurant or some cool place that opens up and you don't really want to like tell a whole bunch of people about it because you don't want it to be ruined. Like that's True Trading Group. That's True Trading Group. So, yeah, we're not going to do a hard sell tonight. If you want to sign up, $1,101 till Sunday. Use coupon code TTG121 at checkout. But don't worry, we'll go through the whole sales process on Sunday.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
It's 1101 now. That's like the lowest I've ever seen the price.
Yep. Yep. No, it is that way now because Mike will get into it on Sunday, but basically the price is going to 2,500 at the beginning of the year, at the beginning of 2022. And we are going to walk it up by a couple bucks every day. But as we get closer to the new year, it's going to start to really accelerate. So right now it's going to be like a couple bucks. And then a week from now, it's going to be, like not just a couple bucks. And it's going to keep going. And then it's going to be so cheap between now and like, November and December. So there isn't going to be like holiday sales or anything like that. This is just where it's going to be, and then as we, this gives people plenty of time, plenty of notice. Mike will go through and go through all of that on Sunday, but this really is just a great opportunity at a great community. It's Friday at 6:00. And to be honest with you guys, I love y'all, but I don't really want to push hard sales tonight. I don't think we need to. All right. Some things just sell itself. So that's it, guys. Thanks very much for being here. And we'll see you Sunday, 8:30 p.m. Sunday, 8:30 p.m. All right. We will go ahead and we'll see you on the live stream. Mike will be back. And that is it. All right, guys. Thank you so much. And we'll see you then. Bye.